Either that or he's coming back soon, and I'm praying for both. And so I'm on a mission to change that 3% number to 3.1 or 3.5 or 10 or 30 or something. I believe God gave me this mission, this purpose. I came to understand my purpose in life about a dozen years ago. I had been praying about it, and I was part of an organization called CBMC, Christian Businessmen's Connection. And the mission of that organization is evangelism and discipleship, Matthew 28:19. And I discovered that that was my purpose, that I could do that for the rest of my life till I take my last breath. And so I had already been doing it for a number of years, and then God gives me this message to write a book on that subject and call it As You Go. I want to talk to you a minute about a couple of the reasons why most people don't share their faith. And I believe it's because there's a great misunderstanding about Matthew 28:19. And I think it partly has to do with just one word in there, but it also has to do with the fact that most people hope that it is not me that has to do it, but it must be the pastor or the missionaries that are going to do it. Go and make disciples of all nations. Doesn't that sound like what the missionary is supposed to do? So what am I supposed to do? Does that mean I quit my job, go to seminary, learn a foreign language, and move halfway around the world? I don't think that's what Jesus meant at all. God loved the people that do that. There are some people are called to do that, and I've shared my faith in many countries around the world. But I don't think that's what he meant. I believe what he meant was, and it turns out that the Greek word is translated, the Greek word go is translated as you are going. One of the reasons I'm so sure I heard God speak to me is because he gave me the title of the book, As You Go. And he wanted me to explain that it means as you are going along your way every day and everywhere, you are to share about me and what you say and what you do. And so that means your family, your neighbors, your co-workers, the stranger in the grocery store, whatever you get the opportunity, you should share about Jesus. And we're not doing that. And I want to encourage you and motivate you and excite you to get in the game and do that on a regular basis. One of the ways that I think you can do that is simply by asking God to bring people to you that you can share with. Create those opportunities. I pray almost every day that he will lead me to someone that I can share about him. And you think he won't do that? Of course he will. He will gladly do that, and I expect it to happen almost every day. And many days, some days it doesn't, but many days it does. And I also want to share with you about what it looks like to do that and what the definition of success is. That is also one of the things that has gotten confused. I think we tend to believe that if I'm going to go and share my faith with somebody, first of all, I've got to find them and seek them out, probably knock them on the ground with my Bible and get down in their face and first of all remind them of what a sinner they are. Most people don't need that, don't need to be reminded of that. We're pretty well aware of it. And talk to them and tell them all about the gospel. I don't think that works. Well, first of all, I don't think that works. But second, I don't think that's what we're supposed to do. I think we're supposed to ask questions and listen. And then when the opportunity provides itself, you share what you can share. In this culture over the last 30 or 40 years, things have changed where, say in the 40s, 50s, people in this country at least knew about the Bible and were going to church and knew the stories and had taken time, and so when they received an invitation to accept Christ, they were ready. And so they came forward and did that. That's not so true anymore. It may take many different touches and people for a person to make that decision. So when we talk about success in this area, I define it as bringing someone one step closer to Jesus. Because I don't save anybody. That's the other misconception. I've got to go explain the gospel and save somebody. No, only God does that. That is business between that person and God. It's not me. He wants to use me as his ambassador to share that message. But I can't save anybody. Not at all. And so we are afraid, first of all, to share it because we might be rejected, for one. We might get fired for another. You know, there's all kinds of, we might just be embarrassed. We might, all these different things that make us afraid to share about Jesus in this culture. And yet, that's what he's commanded us to do. And it takes all the pressure off of me when I don't have to worry about the results. I just share my faith and go on about my way. And so when the guy I'm sitting next to on the airplane, I travel quite a lot, I think I'm having the opportunity and I share something with him about Christ or about God or whatever, and he shuts me down and tells me to shut up. He doesn't want to hear that anymore. He's not interested in all of that. Did I fail? I don't think I did, because I don't know what's going to happen to that guy 2 weeks or 2 months or 2 years from now. Something's going to change in his life, and somebody else is coming along the way, and he hears another message, or whatever he does, God orchestrates. And then he thinks, oh, that guy on the airplane tried to talk to me about that. I was such a jerk. I just did my part. And I just want to keep doing my part, leaving the results up to God.